Bitcoin has seen quite a bit of volatility today, and if you guys were paying attention to my last video here, I was outlining the potential risks of some downside volatility coming up in the markets, and that had to do with this daily triangle that I had mapped out, that we had this fairly significant support line, in my opinion, and broke below it and actually flipped it into resistance with two rejections. On top of that, we broke this little bit of a down upward sloping trend line here. I know it wasn't all too significant. It wasn't all that long in duration, but this is a daily chart, and it did have some nice contact points there before breaking down below and getting a clean close below. Something that concerns me with this is that on the daily, you could have argued that we did start to set some higher lows. And just kind of what I'm looking at right now, since we did actually break above these highs, I was considering this our higher low. And we did actually get some daily candle bodies closing below that level. So I think the structure of this chart has changed a little bit if we're just really zooming in on the daily chart here. So just something to be cautious of, you guys, is in my opinion, this does not look great for Bitcoin. Obviously, anything can happen, and we could just get back above. If we got a nice engulfing candle here today and ended up closing back above my yellow box here, I'd say there's at least potential that we're going to continue this uptrend and actually start refacing some of these higher resistance levels. But just really want to hammer it into your head, you guys, that no matter what happens here, even if we get some kind of a pump, just there's so much resistance up ahead. So I really would not be too shocked to see a much bigger downside move, and just kind of taking a break of this triangle here, we'd be looking at targets closer to 11K. And as I mentioned in my previous video, something that is significant about that is you guys know that Bitcoin loves to have 85% corrections in bear markets. Well, that would actually end up completing that cycle. We'd get near 84% correction at that point. I know that's one reason that a lot of people are still bearish, saying that we haven't bottomed yet, is because we haven't found that magic number. Not that it has to happen, just previous bear markets have actually managed to respect that rule over and over. So that's just something on everybody's radar. So interesting that that pattern would line up with that level, and right now, just the way the structure of this chart is, the fact that we got clean break below our June lows and actually respecting this level as resistance now, even just taking kind of this whole area as a resistance box now, because it was support at the start of this triangle, if you want to call it that, or just this range, which has actually been respected, getting support to resist flip there. Obviously, this can be negated, like I said. If we end up pumping back above these resistance levels, then great. Just right now, it's not looking so great. On the hourly chart here, we even have some resistance up ahead. We are getting a nice reaction here. I'm just going to start watching this for some kind of a failed break now. If I were to be interested in a long, I would love to see the price pull back to this level, get some sort of a wick below, but just actually finding support there, zooming into a smaller time frame and potentially finding a good long opportunity there. But as it stands right now, I don't know. I like the idea of playing the downtrend right now. Just the fact that right now we're trading at a small level of resistance here, just because obviously we got rejected here a little bit. I would be more so interested to see what happens with this red box all the way up to, I'd say even all the way up to 16.9K or something like that. Obviously a break of 17K would be ideal, but just right now I would be looking at this red box to be potentially strong resistance level on the hourly chart here. That's just from about 16,775 up to 16,850, somewhere in there. But like I said, even above that, there's still so much resistance up ahead for Bitcoin, so that's obviously something to keep on our radar. Not to get FOMO too early here. Really zooming into things here. Let's just see what the MDX Algo indicators are saying. You can see the Algo 3 on the 5-minute here actually played this nice little long setup here. Hit its second take profit. I actually played this short back here, and I was actually zoomed into the 1-minute. I believe it was back here it ended up getting this call. Yeah, I ended up taking or actually it was even up a little higher. I ended up taking a call that this had actually taken just on the 1 minute, being a real degenerate, but it played out quite well here. I took a screenshot of it. Yeah, here's where it called to short around 16607. That's where it entered. It obviously never got stopped out. Hit its first take profit there, and then actually dumped much lower. It ended up, well, obviously, if we look at our chart here, it dumped all the way to 16257. So, yeah, pretty impressive call there. I got lucky that this dump really initiated after I took that. Obviously blew past the first 3 take profits, but that's the one thing why I always talk to you guys about if I'm in a winning position. I don't mind letting a little bit ride, just because that's how you get those bigger moves when you do happen to get lucky. So yeah, that played out quite nicely. If you guys are interested in these indicators that I talk about in my videos quite often, I do have a referral link in the description down below. Unfortunately, the 7-day free trials are no longer a thing, but if you use my referral link, you do get 15% off still. If you do end up signing up, be sure as well, guys, not to only take advantage of these indicators, but also get involved with the private Discord. Such a strong community, super helpful, a lot of very good traders in there, a lot of traders much better than myself in there, and a lot of very helpful people in there. Just such a great learning experience, so get involved with that as well if you are interested in these indicators as a whole. So like I said, there is a referral link down below to save you a little bit of a discount there. Other than that, guys, like I said, just be cautious right now. This daily chart really does look quite bearish to me. Like I said, that can be reversed very easily. This is Bitcoin. It is volatile. We might get an engulfing candle here and change everything. But again, there's just so much resistance up ahead, so Bitcoin does have some work to do. So obviously things start on a smaller time frame, and then the midterm starts to change, and then the long term starts to change. But for now, the trend is your friend. I have this hourly confluence here. I'll actually move over to the 5-minute chart. So this is my 5-minute chart with my hourly confluence on this indicator. I just love this, being able to see the longer trend while being on more degenerate time frames. So if we start to get more of these strong short signals kind of as we're getting closer to this 1 hour downtrend, that's going to be interesting for a call for potentially a nice juicy short again. We'll have to see it. I would love to see another opportunity like this come up. Yeah, this indicator has been super cool. I love using it as a part of my analysis. I really don't use other indicators anymore. Yeah, just I like the way these 3 work together. When you have confluence like this, here we're starting to see, again, guys, this is just the 5-minute here, but this is the oscillator 5. We're seeing a bearish pivot here in the oversold territory. On the Algo 3, we're seeing this orange dot just showing that the trend may be a little bit exhausted. Coming up to the hourly trend confluence here, this would be the 21 EMA on the hourly chart. And the oscillator 4 up here is looking like it's getting close to overbought territory here. But again, guys, this is just the 5-minute, but it is happening while we're trading into this little bit of resistance. So like I said, Bitcoin has a little bit of work to do. We're definitely in a little bit of a downtrend currently after getting that harsh rejection off that 16.8K area just earlier. But yeah, we're going to have to see what happens here, guys. Anyways, if you did appreciate my outlook on the market here, do me a favor, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. And with that, I'm out, my friends. Stay safe. Peace.